Yes.
Yes. Hang on a second. Yes, you want to? Did you flip the sign? I think it's full. Right? Okay. Welcome everybody to the first Gluster talk. Please welcome Jürgen and Marco. Did you turn your mic on?
Yes, I did. Thank you all for being here. We are here to tell you how we use Gluster within ING Netherlands. Like told before, my name is Jürgen Rij. I'm the product owner of the High Available Shared Storage Squad. This is Marco. He's one of our DevOps engineers. So we have a current solution which we offer to our internal clients, which is a pretty basic setup of a replica three-node Gluster, where the client connects to a VIP, which moves over if one of the nodes goes down. The downside of this solution is that we deliver these 3 Gluster nodes to our clients and they need to do their own support and maintenance. Very often they're lacking the skills or they just don't want to do their own support and maintenance. So we thought of another solution, and that is Gluster as a service, where we will be delivering NFS shares via a web portal. We do the maintenance and support of the underlying Glusters, and the clients can do second-day operations like extending a volume, etc., via the same web portal. So how does it look? We have still a 3-node Gluster. The only thing is that we have 2 data bricks which are in the same data center but in a different availability zone. And then we have a 3rd node which is the arbiter node, which is in another data center. The arbiter node obviously only contains metadata, so that makes the synchronization to the other data center a bit quicker and it saves disk space. Another component we've introduced is a Ganesha proxy. This is placed in front of the underlying Gluster and helps us in being scalable, which I will show in the next slide. This is just a simple example. The client used to be landing on the bricks with an X on them, but we can change the config file in the Ganesha proxy and route them to another volume. In front of the Ganesha proxy, we have placed an HA proxy, again for scalability, and these also take care of load balancing. It can make a decision to go to what Ganesha proxy based on the current load. Well, obviously we want to be high available, so everything is double. The HA proxies are active-passive and the Ganesha proxies are active-active. In this picture there are 2 Ganesha proxies, obviously it can be more. And for disaster recovery purposes, we have enabled geo-replication in Gluster, so we've got the complete mirrored setup in another data center. And via the internal workings of geo-replication, all data is replicated to the other data center. Then we have one final component, which is Haketi, and Marco will tell you more about it.
Yes. Okay. Basically, for the Haketi component, we decided to use Haketi because it's a RESTful interface API, and then there is also a already client base. And the Haketi take care of all the capacity management about the disk space and the brick and where the volume will be created over the Gluster. And then we are going to show a small demo about how the solution works.
I think you have to drag it. The mirror is not... Yeah, there it is.
Basically, in ING, we use Ansible, and then the internal customer can use the web portal to trigger the Ansible playbook. In this demo, trigger the Ansible playbook directly from one of the machines. So basically, we define the variable for the volume. And so we have the volume name, the size, and then if we want the geo-replication of this volume to the other cluster, and then we run the Ansible playbook with this external parameter. And so the playbook with the connected to the Aketi server and create the volume on the master Gluster and then on the slaver one. And also check before to create the volume, check if the volume already exists, because otherwise there is some issue. And after this part now, I start to connect to the Gluster directly to set up the georeplication, because at the moment Aketi doesn't support yet the setup of the georeplication in Gluster. And then the latest step is to configure the Ganesha proxy to export the new volume to the NFS share. Okay. Now we can see that on this one is the Aketi server, and then on the Aketi server we can see that the volume has been created. And we see 2 times the volume name, because one is on the master Gluster and the other one is on the slave. And here we are on the master Gluster, and then we can see that the georeplication for the FOSDEM volume is active. And now we are going on one of the clients, and then we try to mount the share folder. So we create a directory. So the directory has been mounted through the HR proxy. And we can see now the mount point that has 10 gigabytes of disk. And now for testing, we just to create one file with a dd function on this directory. And now we can see this is the 2 Ganesha proxy machine, and then we can see that on the right one there is the file transfer. So I'm going to shut down I'm going to stop the Ganesha services on that Ganesha machine during the writing of the file, and then we can see that the writing is stopped just for a few seconds, and then the HI proxy start to send to this other Ganesha proxy the file. So the failover of the NFS mount is just for a few seconds, so it doesn't take anything about you can still writing the file on the shell, and that's it. And here you can find our email address for some question in the future, and if any question now.
We have 5 minutes for questions, so.
Yes.
FAT is only used for setting up the cluster volume, right? Not for setting up Ganesha.
Can you repeat the question, sorry?
Like FAT interface is used only to create the volumes, right? Not for setting up.
Yeah,
Ganesha.
correct. The
Yeah,
question.
the question is Akati is used just to create the volume of the Gluster, and the answer is yes.
Not for setting up Ganesha.
Yeah, the Ganesha is directly created through the Ansible playbook, and then we are going, because basically the configuration of Ganesha is just an export file. So we just write the file on the Ganesha server and reload the Ganesha service.
And one more question. What's the typical size of volume which you create? Like it's fixed, like from the when the client or application is requesting for volume, you will create 10 giga or like fixed size or like.
No. The question was, I think the question was, sorry? Oh yeah, I have my own mic. The question was whether the volume is fixed in size. Is that the question?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's like I told you, we give a web portal to the client, and there the size of the volume is a variable. And we in the future we will also offer second-day operations, so they can extend it if needed. Yes.
And how large is the setup in total?
The question is how large the setup is in total. Right now we're in the test phase, as in we are delivering a test setup to our clients, and so far it's only the only thing you've seen. So we're starting out small, and we can always scale out when we get more customers.
Yeah, basically the setup is 3-node Gluster on one data center,
Exactly.
3-node Gluster on the other data center, and two Ganesha machine on each data center, and 2 HAProxy on each data center. And of course the Akati server.
So, any other questions?
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you.